game.
They have decided that whoever wins the tip, and in this case Toronto, they are going to let the shot clock run out because of the number 24 to honor Kobe Bryant.
Fitting.
Appropriate. As Fred VanVleet holding on to it, and the crowd recognizing what this means. Sean, how did these guys play?
I don't know. You tell me. It'd be tough for me in this situation.
We've been told the NBA is planning or has canceled some of the games this evening. And DeJounte Murray will do the same. The 24-second shot clock, of course, Kobe Bryant, number 24.
Hawks in red, Wizards in blue. And now Trey is going to hang out of the basketball. And in honor of number 8, he is going to take an 8-second backcourt violation. And now the Wizards, to show their honor and appreciation, Washington is going to inbound the basketball, and they will take a 24-second violation. So the two numbers that Kobe Bryant wore in his career, number 8 and number 24, being honored.
Players and a generation of basketball fans. Gibson and Allen jump it up. And this has been happening all around the league. Every team, first possession, taking a 24-second shot clock violation as an homage to Kobe Bryant, number 24. And the Knicks will do the same.
I don't know. I just don't have a lot to say. The news is just devastating to everybody who knew him, known him a long time. And, he means a lot to me, obviously. He was such a great opponent, It's what you want in sports. He had that DNA that very few athletes can ever have. The Tiger Woods and the Michael Jordans. It's funny. I was getting to know him more since he retired.
Playoff games. So the Grizzlies win the tap, and the Grizzlies are going to take a 24-second shot clock violation in honor of Kobe Bryant, and the fans here appreciate it and rise to their feet. take an 8-second backcourt violation. Of course, 24 and 8, the two numbers. Kobe Bryant wore as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers for 2 decades.
80 seconds. Half-court violation.
We get caught up in this world in debates and who's the greatest and love to judge people and off the court and on the court decisions. I think a lot of times we forget about who people are. And I know for me, I had a defining moment in my life that he pushed me in the right direction. And for somebody who's a new father, who has a baby girl, I'm not going to say prayers and condolences because I don't even know how you capture this moment, man. I know everybody's coming out with their Kobe Bryant story, and that's fine. But he is just, he was one of the most special individuals I've ever met. And it wasn't just his on-the-court performance. It was who he wanted to be, how he held himself. And we're all prone to make mistakes. We all live this life. But his innate character, his being, his spirit was incredible. It was just incredible. And it's rare that I've been around a lot of people in my life. And every time I was around him, if that was through the Players Tribune, if that was through as a player, if that was through random workouts, there's something so damn uplifting about him. It just made you want to be better in every aspect of your life because that's who he was. And that's the standard of excellence that he held himself to all the time. And today's a tough day. Today's a hard day. And I hope that everybody at home, you give that person next to you, whatever thing you have wrong in your life with them, if this might be small or big, let that go. It doesn't matter. I know I curse. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
None of that stuff matters, man.
Hello. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ACW Newscast. I'm Hakeem Johnson, and you know the rest. It's been a tough 36 hours, and you're gonna have to forgive me. Please forgive me as I power through tonight. I'm not gonna try to go too long. I know I always say that, but I'm going to really try my best not to hold you all here. But I know that some of you need somebody to talk to, and I think I need to talk to you guys too. I wish it weren't under these circumstances, but such is life. It's been a sad day. I had to I had to go to work today and yesterday, and imagine waking up to go to work yesterday, and you have to wake up to a TMZ tweet that says Kobe Bryant has died, and you're thinking this is a cruel joke. Somebody just giving you a fake TMZ link to click, and it's something else. I didn't know how to feel about that, but I was hoping somebody was playing with me, and then you go inside your car, you go to work, and you see multiple websites and multiple sources confirm it. Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, and him and 8 others were killed in that crash, and unfortunately also one of them happened to be Zelda's daughter, Gianna, who's 13, a daughter that Kobe was training and coaching personally along with her team in Little League. And I'm almost hoping that I'm still dreaming here, because this can't be real. It shouldn't be real. Needless to say, I was a wreck yesterday. I didn't want to be anywhere, but I had to go to work. But oh my God, my mind was anywhere but there. And I thought today I could get past through that and try to remember him more, but these tears just don't want to go away. I try to not get too emotional when things like this happen of a certain public figure, especially one that was very popular. And I try to, handle my emotions the way I handle them, and then if I have a newscast to do, I just keep it in check so I can make sure everybody's in good standing. And unfortunately, I can't do that today. Unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. If you just saw during the video that I played during the start of the newscast, you saw a lot of the NBA players that had to play their afternoon and evening games last night send their tributes in their own personal way towards Kobe. A lot of coaches, players, current and former, that played with and against him. A lot of the NFL stars from the Pro Bowl, a lot of celebrities that were at the Grammys in LA at the Staples Center that Kobe made home, all poured in their condolences and tributes to him. And as everyone, I don't want to be too emotional. I'm doing my absolute best to keep my tears in check. And as everybody knows, I'm from Sacramento. I'm from Sacramento, California. And I am a Kings fan, obviously. And, anyone that was here in Sacramento, they remember one of my memories of Kobe. Everybody remembers the heated rivalry between the Lakers and the Kings during the early 2000s. That all culminated in that epic 2002 Western Conference Finals game in series. And, as a Kings fan, I hated the Lakers. I hated Lakers fans. Even certain players, like the Robert Ory's and the Derek Fishers, even Shaquille O'Neal, couldn't stand him either during that time. But there was one person, even if throughout this entire thing, throughout the rivalry, throughout everything that was going on during that series, there was one person in that team that I would never discredit because of how talented, how skilled, how willful, how much of a killer instinct, how much of a basketball IQ, how much of an overall player and man he was, and that was Kobe Bryant. I recognize that Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest players to ever play this game, and honestly, he's one of the probably best and greatest sports figures outside of the game that has ever withstood the test of time. This hurts. I think some of you understand. I don't think a lot of people understand how much this hurts to a lot of people tonight, just like it did yesterday. And look, I've grown with Kobe Bryant. As someone that used to really watch basketball back in the day and love it, I don't follow it as much as I used to. I don't play with it as much as I used to. But I still keep tabs when I can. And Kobe was always a player that any team would want. Any team would want to play with. And quite frankly, I think a lot of team players would want to play against because he would push everyone to be better than what they already are. If you're great, good. Kobe would push you to be greater. And if you're greater already, awesome. He would want you to be the greatest that night. And that's something that Kobe Bryant did a lot every night that he played. The championships that he won with the likes of Shaquille O'Neal and Paul Gasol, the series that he had with the Kings and the Celtics and the Magic, in the Mavericks, all those type of games. The fact that he would play in a torn Achilles heel and still make jump shots when he dunked on the likes of Yao Ming, the way he was fearless against the likes of Matt Barnes when he tried to fake that pass on him, even would call out his own teammates when they weren't up to par, like the Dwight Howards and the Jeremy Lins. This man was the embodiment of what basketball is meant to be. And quite frankly, he was also an embodiment to what a lot of human beings should strive to be every single day. And what people need to understand is, look, it's basketball. And there's going to be times where you don't like a guy because he made the winning shot against your team, or he was playing against all your team members that you love on your team. And that's protocol. That's what being a fan of a game is. It happens. But you got to understand he's also a human being too. This man was a father of four, a husband to his wife Vanessa, and friends to a lot of people. He was a younger son. He was a brother. He was everything to a lot of people. And sometimes I think we forget, just because people are put in a certain spotlight, that they're also human. And Kobe Bryant meant a lot for the league. A man that wanted to perfect the game the way it was played and would not tolerate for anything lower than the standard that he set. You know, everyone knows that Kobe Bryant's idol was Michael Jordan. And when Michael Jordan left the league, Kobe Bryant was somebody that wanted to take that mantle and perfect what MJ started, or if not molded. Kobe took that and perfected it. And now that he's passed that on to the likes of Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard and James Harden and obviously LeBron James, I haven't felt like this for a death of this caliber, quite frankly, since Michael Jackson. And if not Michael Jackson, it's probably since Robin Williams. You know, because these are people that you grew up with. These are people that you followed throughout your life. And now to find out that the way he died, and the fact that his eldest daughter, died along with them. It's a sad tragedy because somebody lost their husband and their daughter. Excuse me, I'm sorry. For those that are gonna ask me about the Rumble, I'm sorry, I don't have the energy, nor do I have the care to do it tonight. Please don't ask me about anything wrestling related. Don't ask me about anything CAW related. I have no energy or passion for that tonight, and I probably won't have it for the rest of the week. I know Raw is on at the moment, and if you want to watch that, that's fine. I'm not that I was watching it anyways, but even if I was a fan of wrestling, I wouldn't be watching it tonight. I just couldn't. Just briefly, I'll just say, you know, Edge came back. That was nice, and congratulations go to Drew McIntyre and Charlotte. And that's as much as I'm gonna say. I just don't have the heart. I mean, my heart right now is broken. My heart is definitely broken tonight, like it was yesterday. And I don't know how much people understand that this death is going to affect a lot of people in a lot of ways. People are going to cope with it with a lot of ways that people need to understand. You know, I also remember back in the days when I had a Nintendo 64, Kobe Bryant's NBA Courtside. I remember having that game, playing that a lot with my brothers, and how fun it was to where we would just play between the Jazz and the Kings, or the Lakers and Celtics, or the Pistons and the Magic, and the way we just play that game amongst a lot of games, but that game in particular really showed me how much of a superstar Kobe Bryant was and how much it affected a lot of people. You know, how people say you want to be like Mike, and Kobe took that and made a new generation of people, a new generation of young people believe vicariously through him. And that is something that you can't necessarily teach. That's something that goes through a spiritual reckoning, you know? That goes through something that only you and that person that you have an emotional investment can understand. I know that ESPN tonight are going to air, I believe in a couple of minutes at 6 p.m. Pacific time, they're going to air the final Lakers game that featured Kobe Bryant's retirement game. They're about to play that on ESPN, which is probably where I'm going to be watching tonight, honestly. That's where my focus would be at. But I saw thousands of people that were at the Staples Center, outside of the Staples Center, with their tributes, sending flowers and chanting MVP and Kobe, and just standing there in solidarity to recognize a legend, a great, and a man. Just a great human being. Watching the likes of Greg Popovich and Doc Rivers, and that Doc Rivers clip, if you just saw that during the newscast, that one hurt me a lot. That one broke me. when Doc spoke about Kobe. That really drove my dagger. And then I just watched the Tracy McGrady one after I got off work, and that was just another. That got me again. It's just a lot of daggers in my heart right now, and I don't know where this goes from here. All I know is that this sucks. This sucks a lot. And if anything, it tells me a few things, or at least it reaffirms a couple of things to me, and maybe to some of you listening here tonight, and to some that are probably all around the world here today that should probably know that. It told me that we're getting older. It told me that all of our childhood heroes and favorites are slowly going away one by one, and there's nothing we can do about it. And that's the harsh reality. I'm not here to really sugarcoat anything. I'm just here to be honest, like I've always been. The fact of the matter is that our childhood heroes and favorites and those that we look up to when we were kids, they're going. And unfortunately, we have to accept that. And what this also told me is that tomorrow isn't promised to anybody. Tomorrow is never a guarantee for any of us. Because at the end of the day, we all have an expiration date. And there's going to be a time where all of us are going. But while you wait, and I would tell this to everybody today, please, 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 to your loved ones that you may have not reached out to or talked with for quite some time, please do so tonight. If you did it yesterday, then cool. I remember I talked to one of my brothers, Jukin, if you will, from former ACW Turbo fame, and I was done with my work shift, and I went inside my car, and I just sat there for an hour just trying to take in what has happened. I called him, and I called Jukin and called him and told him, I love him. I love him. I love my brothers. I love my sister, my mother, my father, my friends. I love everybody that I've encountered with that had me since day one. And I told him, dude, just be careful. Be safe. Anytime that you need someone to talk to, I'm right here. And vice versa. I just told them that I love them. And that I'll always be there for them. And it felt great to say that. It felt great to speak that into existence. And please just, to quote Jay Williams, who was also speaking during that whole compilation at the beginning of the show, any small or big issues that you may have right now currently, anything that you're holding as a grudge, anything that you're holding close to your heart, anything that you're holding above your sleeve, anything that is just something you can't forgive or something that you can't get rid of, let that shit go, man. Let that shit go. Life is too short, and life is too sudden for us to keep holding grudges that won't matter after we're all gone. Look, I'm not trying to tell you to do one thing or another. All I'm just trying to tell you is just please, if anything, make the effort to let it go, man. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to be acquaintances. You don't have to like each other. But solve all these issues, man. Solve all these issues and go and live your life. You can't take this to your grave. Live the life you want to live and be an example to those that look up to you. Be an example to those that look at you in a positive light. Be the voice that they need to get by. Be the anchor. Be the strength that they need to be pushing forward. If you can do that for one person, it doesn't matter how many people you've reached. If you can get to one person and do that, then your whole entire life from that point forward was all worth it. And for someone like Kobe Bryant, he definitely did that for a lot of people. Young and old, black and white, man and woman. He did that for a lot of people because he inspired a lot of people. He touched a lot of people. He made a lot of people feel they can do anything through a Black Mamba mentality. And that is something that I will never forget with somebody like Kobe Bryant. A man that was so selfless. It's funny because we used to call Kobe selfish in the court for being a ball hog. And he was to an extent, obviously, but when you want to be great, when you are striving to be great, there are times where you're going to have to do that in order to be great. And that's okay. Because it's never serious. It's just a game. Basketball is just a game. Life isn't. And I think people need to remember that. I think people need to remember that aspect of a human being. If I know a lot of people are grieving here tonight like they were yesterday. I know a lot of people have a lot of things, maybe a lot of thoughts. If you have any thoughts, if you have any memories, if you have any recollections of what Kobe Bryant meant to you throughout your life, be more than welcome to post it on the chat room. Be more than welcome to post your thoughts about this whole ordeal, about Kobe Bryant and his death, and his daughter who also passed with him, unfortunately. And can you imagine just Kobe and his daughter in that plane crash, and they can do nothing about that, and Kobe has to hold her tight and say one more time, "I love you." I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I would never even wish that to my enemies, quote unquote. I would never wish that pain and suffering to anybody, whether they liked me or not, because I couldn't do that. Because there's a conscience in there that would prevent me from doing that. Because I believe in karma. And karma is a thing that gets to everybody at the end of the day. But like I said, if you have any memories of Kobe Bryant that you want to share on the chat room, if you have any recollections of things that you want to say on the chat room, please be more than welcome to do so. I appreciate it. I would love to hear some of the stuff that you remember him by. Please be respectful, because unfortunately, with times like this, unfortunately, with situations like this, there are people out there that like to take advantage of it and try to make it about themselves. There are people out there that, whether it's for clout or for attention or for ignorance, are going to bring up things that doesn't benefit anything positive. And I've had to experience that, not just in social media, but also outside of it as well. And listen to me. I would just tell you all, please, 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 don't bite the bait. Don't let these people waste your energy by giving them any feeble attention. There's people out there that are going to try to bring up certain cases that he was involved in. There's going to be people that are going to try to bring up things about him personally. There's going to be things about people that are going to try to defile him and disgrace him as a man's body isn't even cold yet, and they want to bring up everything in the book. Don't let those people get to you, because they're miserable. People like that are miserable. People like that want to be miserable with other people because they don't know how to lift themselves up. Do not let them get to you like that. I saw certain tweets this morning, and I could have, in true Hakeem fashion, just went scorched earth, but I thought, why? Why give these people any attention? They can say whatever they want negatively about Kobe. His legacy will always be intact. His legacy will never be in vain. His legacy will always stand the test of time compared to whatever they've done. So why give him that attention? And that's what I thought, you know what? I'm just going to block him. Not block him through Twitter, although I did that a lot. But I'm going to also block them out of my mind. Because I don't want that dark energy around me anyway. I want to remember Kobe Bryant for the man, and I want to remember him for the player that he was. And I'm not going to allow people come over here and try to ruin that for me, because it can't happen, and it won't happen. So I would just tell you people, if you come across anybody that's trying to bait people to try to get them to reply back to them or get angry at themselves or whatever, don't let them win. Don't let them do that to you. Just keep it moving. Let them wallow in their miserable muck. And remember Kobe Bryant for being one of the greatest to ever pick up a basketball. That is a way you can remember Kobe. And that is a way you can also remember his daughter as well. There's a time and place for a lot of things. Not right now. I'm reading all these remembrances here on the chat room, and I like it. I like it. I remember the 81 points game that he did in 2006. The game that he won against the Celtics in that series to win his 5th championship. When a lot of people didn't think they could do it against a super team like the Celtics. I remember that series. It's just a sad day. It's a sad day for humanity. It's a sad day for everyone around that not just love basketball, but just love him for what he's done for a lot of people personally and professionally. And it's not going to be the same. This is an end of an era. You know, just like less than 2 weeks ago, we lost David Stern, the former commissioner of the NBA. And now last night, we just lose another great in this sport that we call basketball, in Kobe Bryant. Again, there's going to be a lot of tributes, I'm sure, throughout all this week, which is well-deserved. I just read also earlier today that they have postponed the Lakers-Clippers game that was supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow night at the Staples Center. That has now been postponed. And obviously that was the right decision. Quite frankly, I thought they should have canceled the games from last night. But I understand why some might think different. I'm not here to argue about that. It's just my opinion. It's just the way I felt about it. I'm seeing petitions of people of wanting to make Kobe Bryant the logo of the NBA, which, hey, if you can get it done, I'm not going to argue that either. I mean, Jerry West is the logo, and even Jerry West, if you saw him in certain interviews tonight, he's beat up about it. He said this is the worst day, one of the worst days of his life. And I'm sure Jerry West honestly wouldn't even mind for Kobe to be the logo at that point. Kobe to me was already immortalized, but this definitely leaves no room for debate anymore. When people say who's the greatest between MJ or Kobe or LeBron or Duncan or Magic or whoever, to me at this point it's like, how about we be happy for the fact that we have so many greats in basketball that they're all great in their own right. Why do we necessarily have to say who's really better, who's really not the GOAT? I mean, sure, you can compare, but in their own way, they're all GOATs. They're all the greatest, you know? And he'll be immortalized. You know, apparently he's going to be going to the Hall of Fame, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, which is well-deserved. He's going along with Duncan, I believe, and Kevin Garnett. So congratulations to him. Whether he died or not, it's obvious, it's well-deserved that he was going to go in. But yeah, sorry. That's all I got. That's all I have right now. And once again, it's just it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable week. I still am sitting here thinking to myself that Kobe Bryant is not dead. And I am hoping someone pinches me back to reality. You know, people forget Kobe Bryant was supposed to be at Tuesday's Lakers game against the Celtics. Sorry, not the Celtics, the Clippers. Because Kobe was going to personally congratulate LeBron for LeBron finally surpassing him in the all-time scoring list. Kobe was supposed to go there. And I don't know what else to say. I know it sounds like I'm rambling a little bit. I understand. I understand if you don't want me to ramble here tonight. I understand. I'm kind of repeating myself a couple of times here, but I don't know what to say. It's still all new to me. It's still very emotional to me. It's just a crazy day. It's a crazy atmosphere we're living in right now. And it's only January. I shudder to think what else could even come out of this. And I hope nothing bad comes out of it. And you know, again, Kobe's daughter, someone that played just like him, someone that Kobe personally trained, someone that Kobe personally coached. If you saw some of her games through highlights, you can definitely tell she's his daughter. Definitely. And now she won't even have a chance to really play to her true potential. You know, Kobe won't even have a chance to grow old enough to see it happen. You know, you work all your life, you know, for Kobe, you work all your life to be one of the greatest of all time at your profession, and then when you finally decide to retire and hopefully live a full life and be old with your wife and your kids, life completely just changes. And it's not right. Life isn't fair. And I know that phrase gets said a lot, and people just use it at times to exaggerate, but there's a reason for that. And life truly isn't fair in that aspect. But Kobe Bryant will always be Black Mamba. And Kobe Bryant and that Black Mamba mentality will never die. The man might be gone, but the mentality will stay alive. And it's up to us to keep it alive, to honor his legacy and make sure he never, ever fades away. So whether you're playing NBA 2K, or whether you buy the Kobe jersey, or hell, if you just crumple up a piece of paper and do a jump fade shot and go Kobe, and you yell it out to the bottom of your pit, the top of your lungs, all that is a remembrance to one of the greatest to ever play the sport of basketball. I just want to say, kind of just to wrap things up here, Mr. Kobe Bryant, thank you. Thank you for being an aspiration to a lot of people, including myself, as a kid, and even as an adult, quite frankly. Thank you for being a gift to all those that you've touched, for all those that you were playing for. Thank you for establishing a legacy that we can all live vicariously through for the rest of our lives. Thank you for establishing a mentality that we cannot ignore and we will never ignore. Thank you for being the best at your craft. Even when the doubters said you weren't, you used it as fuel to be even greater than great. Thank you for playing some of the best basketball that I have seen in my career, in my life. Thank you for simply existing and being here for those that needed you, even if you didn't know it. Thank you for teaching your daughters and your children, especially your eldest daughter, that the bloodline cannot die. Thank you for making the NBA mean something to someone like me and establishing that for those in future generations, whether that be fans or players. Thank you for doing what was right, personally and professionally, and never letting that steer you wrong otherwise. Thank you for being one of the greatest ever. Thank you Thank you for letting me believe that I can be the best me that I could possibly be. Kobe Bryant, we love you. We miss you. And I promise you, me and everybody else watching here tonight and all around the world, we will never forget you. Thank you, Kobe. And rest in peace. Just do me a favor and try to score 82 points over the big man up there in the sky and tell us how great you are as the Black Mamba. So, that's my little tribute here on a special edition of the Newscast for Mr. Kobe Bryant, the late, great Kobe Bryant. It's a rough night. I know it's rough for a lot of you watching, but it'll get better. Just don't forget about him. I will leave you with his final speech as a Laker to close out tonight's newscast. Again, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. We love you, and we'll never forget you. I will see you guys whenever I see you guys. And please, say I love you to those that love you more. And hold them a little tighter this week than you usually would. Please. Thank you.
Hey, guys, you know, it's, I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And, you know, to be standing here at center court with you guys, my teammates behind me, and appreciating all this, you know, the journey that we've been on. You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs. And, I think the most important part is that we all stayed together throughout. You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan. Diehard. I mean, I knew everything about every player that's ever played here. So to be drafted and then traded to this organization and to spend 20 years here, I mean, you can't write something better than this. And I'm more proud of the fact that not about the championships, but about the down years. because we didn't run. We didn't run. We played through all that stuff, and we got our championships, and we did it the right way. All I can do here is just thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the years of support. Thank you guys for all the motivation. Thank you for all the inspiration. And, you know, what's funny, the thing that had me cracking up all night long was the fact that I go through 20 years of everybody screaming to pass the ball. Then on the last night, they're like, don't pass it. This has been absolutely beautiful, you guys. I can't believe it's come to an end. You guys will always be in my heart, and I sincerely appreciate it. No words can describe how I feel about you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys, and I love you guys. And my family. To my family, my wife Vanessa, our daughters Natalia and Gianna, you know, thank you guys for all your sacrifice. You know, for all the hours I spent in the gym working and training. And Vanessa, you holding down the family the way that you have. I can't, there's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.